If you're counting at home, that leaves just Washington State and Oregon State as the only schools not involved in rumors. Yeah, leaves WSU like the old SpongeBob meme, just looking outside while everyone else is having fun. Watching Gonzaga this season's almost been like watching a meticulous boxer, taking jabs, figuring out their opponent before going for the knockout. And exactly what happened tonight. Grand Canyon had the Zags on upset alert in the first half, but then Gonzaga shook off the nerves and got things going. Andrew, like, come on, do it with me, man. Let's check that pulse. I'm still doing all right.
They're going to give us a heart attack, Travis.
I mean, they keep doing this, you know. The second half Zags, here's the first half stats for you, 38-35. You don't need those. Choate takes over for the Cougs after earning the West Coast Conference Coach of the Year award, leading his Lions to their first outright WCC title in the last 25 years. I know Albany was one that was up there, Des Moines. How happy were you guys to just be like, hey, we're staying close?
I mean, not that it matters where we would have played, because I think we'll be fine anywhere, but New York's way too long of a flight. I was not excited about that.
So I'm going to be one of the first people to take a bite of the hot dog. I'm setting the mic down here, Whitney. Let's see. Whoa, whoa. It's spicy. I'm sitting back to you, Whitney. A lot of fun out here.
I think it takes a very brave, courageous person to take a bite of a hot dog on live TV. So hats off to you, Travis. Truly, hats off. I hope it was really, really good. It looked good.
Thank you. Tomorrow night, we're going to hopefully have 10 games is what we're thinking. This is really hard to think. The Pac-2 Championship. All week it's been about unity between these two programs, but at the end of the day, these are two top 25 teams, and all the kumbaya, we're all in this together, well, that quickly came to an end. As we know, Gonzaga, a 3 seed in the West region, up against 14th seeded Grand Canyon. Everyone expects Gonzaga to win, but this is March Madness, and anything can happen.
Hey, quick question for you. In your sportscast, you talked about a WSU player that was drafted, the McGee Shuffle.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
How much time do we have?
Yeah, do it.
Here?
We have 5 seconds.
5
seconds.
seconds.
Go.
Ready?
Go. 4, 3.
With the bat. There we go.
What was going through your mind when you stepped out to the mound?
Just please don't hit Aiden, our cameraman, behind the catcher there.
That's right.
Well, it might be time to invest in some dancing classes for the Mariners because they've been doing a whole lot of dancing this season. After yesterday's win, the M's entered today with a 10-game lead in the American League West. What is it like for you to head into this and, hey, I did turn around the program and it's going how I envisioned?
Well, I kind of know what I'm doing now. You know, last year I wasn't sure if I knew what I was doing. Everything was new.
They've just played a pivotal role in Washington State athletics, and Ron Stone also said this was the most fun he's had in a season, despite the losing, the most fun he's ever had. When Jason Eck took the job as the head football coach at Idaho, he called the Vandals a sleeping giant. Well, it's fair to say Eck has woken up Paul Bunyan. On a night where Washington State remembered Mike Leach, it was a pair of players left over from the Leach era that wound up being the difference makers. Ron Stone Jr. and Brennan Jackson, a pair of roommates that teamed up for 2 strip sacks and fumble recoveries. With switch hitters, are there times where you're slumping from one side of the plate?
Yeah.
And have you ever been like, oh, maybe I should just swing right-handed?
It's weird. Like,
now there's a lot on the line in this matchup for both teams. The Washington State Cougars are 1 win away from extending their consecutive bowl game appearance streak to 8 games.
Sweating this one out with the Cougs fans tonight. How are you holding up, Travis?
Yeah, I might be losing my voice when I wake up tomorrow from all the yelling I was doing tonight. A 16-year wait came to an end this week. The Cougs cracking the top 25 for the first time since 2008. Another drought on the line tonight. First place in the Pac-12 up for grabs. The last time WSU sat atop the conference was February of 2007. Today marks the final day of our Idaho football camp report week, and we end Vandal Week with a story that's almost like a fairy tale about a family that's been brought together by the Gold and Black. Somewhere in the Palouse, there's a house, a special house, and it's filled with Hattens.
That's another Vandals W, baby!
The Hatten House, see, we just call it the chill zone. It's awesome.
It has been an absolute dream come true, especially for college. Like, I think everybody that comes over says we have the best setup. I'm gonna give a shout out to my dad, Cheese there. Cheese Man hooked us up.
Twin brothers Hayden and Hogan Hatten have been a big part of Idaho football's turnaround. Naturally, the two are living together in Moscow. 2 years ago, they helped add another Hatten to the house.
My cousin Jack plays basketball, and so I approached Coach Claus in his office. I was like, hey, take a look at my cousin. Like, he's gonna be a freshman.
I talked to Coach Claus and Coach Tripp, who were the previous coaches, and at the last second, they were like, hey, you can come and walk on. And I was like, deal, I'm in.
And then there were three.
He didn't even have to live in the dorms. He lived with us because we got the house.
Under one roof, 3 relatives and athletes. The competition within the house was on.
We got a couple games that are like big time in the house. PGA is definitely number one. We have a traveling mug that goes from Xbox to Xbox on, who is the current champion.
It's very prestigious in the Hatten household. Is the coveted mug.
The coveted mug is kind of where we go with it. It's like the trophy of the house.
There's been times where I've lost and I haven't stayed at the house because they just non-stop they just keep it coming when you lose.
Losing in video games or not, they're all winners. Hayden and Hogan grew up in Arizona and Jack grew up in California. Therefore, they weren't able to build much of a bond.
It just made it difficult to see each other all the time, but we still talked a lot and we were very close. But when I came here and we started living together, I mean, now they're my best friends in the whole world, and our parents are 10 times closer because they come and visit all the time. It changed our family forever.
A family brought together by Vandal Athletics.
Words can't describe how much this university's actually done for our family.
And of course, the Hatten House.
Yeah, let's go.